Welcome to Beginning to Blend, a new Blender-centric video series focusing on two methods of modeling in Blender. I'm your host and guide, JoRaSe, and I hope you'll stick around for the duration of these videos. Now, time to get going on the ice cream cone model. The next in our series of shapes we're working with for the shape extrusion is going to be the cone. Let's go ahead and look over here at all these shapes we have. So we've done cube, we've done sphere, we've done cylinder, and now we're doing the cone. So let's go ahead and pull in our background image. We want to go into Beginning to Blend, ice cream cone, and pull in the ice cream cone reference image. There it is. And let's go ahead and get rid of our default cube and add in a default cone. Now, right here where it says vertices, we want to take it down from 32 to 24. Just makes it a bit more manageable. And we want to rotate it 180 degrees. So the R key and then 180 followed by Enter on the numpad. Now that we have our default cone shape, we can hit the Tab key on the keyboard to go into Edit mode, followed by the Z key to go into wireframe, and then the A key to deselect everything. We want to select this bottom point first and drag it all the way down to the bottom of the cone on the reference image, and then grab the top set after deselecting the bottom vertice and drag it all the way up to the top, about right here. And let's go ahead and hit the S key and drag the mouse to scale it out to about there. Now we need to work down here by adding in a few loop cuts. So let's go to Tools, Loop Cut and Slide, and something's not working because it won't do it for cones. So to get around this, we're going to have to go up to the top here and hit the E key on the keyboard to extrude it and pull it up. Now this part here we can pull down about there and go ahead and scale this down. And we'll just use it to get the rounded off base at the tip of the cone. And now we've got this that we can drag down to there. And now if we feel we need to add in more, we can. And I'm going to add in at least one more down here at the bottom. Let's scroll in and zoom down there. Grab scale and drag. And then the same with this one. Just drag it down and then scale it in a bit. Go into our shaded view and we can see that's looking the way we would like it to look. So now we can tab back in. And while we're in a user view, we can select this top face, or we can go into one of our side views and going into wireframe, select and delete that face. Having done that, we now want to do the actual ice cream ball at the top of the cone. So we're going to extrude out and just follow the basic outline. And when you get to a point like this, we can just deselect certain vertices and keep moving the others to get the shape to conform. Scale it in a little bit. And that side's all done. Just working with this side a bit more. That looks okay to me. Now grab all of these vertices again and hit the extrude key. And now we're going to scale it in a little bit, like so. Back into our view, extrude it out, and lift it up. Go back into wireframe if needed, and pull it in, extrude it again, lift it up to the next area that needs it, scale it in where everything will fit. And just keep going till we get all the way to the top of the ice cream ball. Doesn't have to fit the reference image exactly, because we're going to use the sculpt feature again. So now let's go ahead and flatten it on the Z-axis. Scale that down to make it easier to work with here. And one last extrusion, and this time we're going to merge it at the middle with the Alt and M keys, and then clicking on at center. So there we have a basic cone and blob of ice cream. But we can make it look more realistic if we go into Sculpt Mode. But before we do that, we need to increase the amount of faces we're working with. So we want to come over to the wrench modifier on the right, which is the modifier tab. And the modifier we want to add is the multi-resolution. And we want to subdivide it once. And then apply the modifier, and we can go into Sculpt Mode, and we want, well, we'll try it with these settings: radius at 35, strength at 0.5. Make sure we go down and check symmetry and lock, and deselect X because we do not want it mirroring across any axis, and we only want front faces only. Don't want it doing anything to faces that aren't the ones we're looking at. So now we just take the mouse and click and drag over everything to get it, and you can see it kind of deforming. Go into the side view and we can get some more that way. That looks good to me. And we'll not do anything to the main cone part. We could though, but I don't really feel there's a necessity in that. So there we have our cone. But let's go ahead and lower the amount of polygons from 1,488 faces. We can get that lower if we go and add in the decimate modifier. And we want to set the ratio to 0.5. Press the Enter key and apply. And that brought it down a good deal. And there we have our first ice cream cone using the Face and Shape Extrusion Method. That's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.